The Minnesota Wild Podcast is presented exclusively by Acrisure.
Burns, a hurried shot blocked out in front. Avalanche get to it. They fire one. That's blocked as well. Grabbing it, McKinnon. McKinnon, a shot. Pick save, Volstead. And he's got it for a whistle.
Jesper Volstead under attack in that middle frame. Stops 8 of 9 while still holding a 3-1 lead after 2 periods of play in a must-win Game 5 at Ball Arena. That's where Tom Reid is at. Time for Tom Reid's Hotline. Text us, 64686. You could win a gift certificate down to Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. Tom, through 2 periods, this has been fun. They're hanging on for dear life, it felt like, in that second period at times. But Jesper Volstead up to the challenge.
Kevin, that second period was not fun. The fun period was the first period, not the second. Fun for the fans maybe and the people in that locker room for the Avs, but not for Minnesota. Minnesota had a tough second period because the Avs really came to play in that one, and Minnesota struggled, but they got the goaltending. They did what they had to do, and hopefully that will continue here going into the third period.
Pro tip, might want to keep an eye on Nathan McKinnon. The Avalanche, 21 shots now through 2 periods. 8 of them have gone to McKinnon, who's hell-bent on making life miserable for Minnesota.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, he's got the speed, he's got the quickness. Also, he's a terrific hockey player to watch for the fans. If you're going to pick out a player in the NHL you'd like to watch, he certainly is one of them.
Well, let's jump into the questions. We'll start with the 651 area code. Nathan McKinnon, Tom, took a puck to the beak last game. Tonight, ran into the boards by Nico Sturm, who's having a heck of a hockey game, by the way. 651 area code wants to know if you think McKinnon's playing injured.
I think every player in the league and the team still playing is injured, to be honest with you. There's always bumps and bruises with everyone, and you see that on the aircraft also. There's a lot of ice bags going out trying to keep swelling down. You see the doctors on board also working with players, trying to make sure they're going to be elevated to a point where they can play that next game. But I think everyone feels the intensity right now. And the games, there's so many games to play also. There's just maybe one day in between usually. You don't see back-to-back, which is a good thing, although we have seen it in the past. I don't think you'll see as much of that right now. But I know that, when you look at these teams right now, everybody has got some type of an ailment caused by the physical part of the game.
Nick Foligno's playing pretty well. 651 area code wants to talk about him. What's going so well for Foligno these playoffs, and especially tonight with a pair of goals?
Well, first, he's an older player. He's one of the oldest guys playing, obviously, in the NHL right now. And the thing is, he's also a guy that loves to play the defensive part of the game, and he's on that fourth line. He and his brother Marcus, his younger brother Marcus, I should say, have done a great job, securing positions on that line, and they're looking more for a defensive part of the game, keeping the scores off the table, but they're actually contributing offensively with the goals they picked up so far in this game.
For that second period, 651 area code wants to know what's the biggest reason the Avalanche were able to tilt the ice in the middle frame. Was it their sense of urgency, or did the Wild go too much into what you'd call a defensive shell too early?
I think it was a sense of urgency. I mean, the Avalanche had to do something in that second period. They're down 3-0 after the first 20 minutes. They've got to get their team, in a position where they're starting to make something happen offensively, and they did that in the second period. There's no question about that. Minnesota just has to weather the storm right now. The Avs have outshot Minnesota 21-16, and so Minnesota's got to get back and tilt the ice the other way. We need that for the third period.
John Hines flipped centers coming into this contest, including putting Michael McCarron on the second line with Boldy and Johansson. The 763 area code is asking, how would you assess McCarron as the playoff second-line center for tonight?
Well, he's doing a good job. I mean, it's something you're going from line to line, the different players you're playing with. But you know what? During practice sessions, you'll see that the coaches will swap some of the players on different lines just to give them a feel for it. But I think the communication in the ice is good. But, McCammon, when you look at a guy like McCammon, he's also a guy that has been around for a while. He's not new to the game. He knows what he has to do. He's a big physical body, and I think he likes being one of those guys who called upon to do something offensively for this club.
408 area code is asking if anyone else has an ulcer yet. From the 651 area code, you've alluded to it a few times, going back to 2000. 2003. At the time, it was the Pepsi Center. Wild win in Game 6 to force the Game 7. And then Andrew Burnett, of course, wins it to send the Wild to the second round. To the second round at that time. 651 area code wants to know how you felt about that series and how you felt when it was down 3-1 compared to what Andrew Burnett was able to do in scoring that overtime winner. Yeah, look, at the end, the Wild at that point in 2003 were underdogs. There's no question about it. But they got it in the first series, and they won. Against the Avalanche. They were down 3-1, as you pointed out, and won the next 3 to make it a 4 win for them in the first series. Then they went to the second series, and exactly the same thing. They were down 3-1, but they won games 2, 3, and 4. 3, 4, and 5, I should say, to make it work for them. They knew exactly what they had to do in order to advance to that next round. But Minnesota right now, they're not thinking about anything what happened to Minnesota way back when. All they're thinking about right now in that locker room on both sides is what's going to happen here in the third period. From the 651 area code, a question about you and Joe O'Donnell. How do you guys prevent your voice from straining, especially in a high-scoring, high-intensity type of a playoff match? Well, Joe has to talk a lot more than I have to talk, so that's a good thing. But he's been doing this for a long time. This is a terrific job also. He's got great eyesight. He can see the numbers on the players. I can barely see the ice, but that's beside itself. But it works pretty good. I mean, he has a great call with the game and keeps the excitement level up high, even for me. How do you like it when they turn off the lights? Yeah, I know it. Believe me. Why they do that is beyond me, but they do. From the 651 area code, Tom, this person says they've never played, but at some point does adrenaline run out? Obviously, you come out of the gates, you're feeling good, you're going at a fever clip, but as the game runs on, does the adrenaline sometimes run out? It really does. It depends on the game also. If it's a dull game, yeah, it's hard to keep that energy level up. But when it's a good game, there's a lot of excitement going on. Then all of a sudden you're engrossed as what is taking place on the ice as well. You're almost like you're part of that team down there. Well, we are part of the team. I mean, we travel and we know the guys. We know what happens in those situations. But I think for the most part right now, Minnesota in that third period coming out has got to be right from the draw of the puck. I don't think they were quite secure, and you have to give the Avalanche a lot of credit. They came out very hard in that third period. They were the better team in the third, but Minnesota was the better team in the first. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Tom Reid at Ball Arena with Tom Reid's Hotline. You texted us 64686. Someone's going to get rewarded with a gift certificate down to Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. Disney World? Fun. But the happiest place on earth in my mind? Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub, especially during the Stanley Cup playoffs. Wild lead the Avalanche 3-1 after 2 periods of play. We'll break. We'll tell you about the first 40 minutes when we continue. This is Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
Wake up at 5.
The best place to go for all your Minnesota Wild audio needs is the official Minnesota Wild podcast presented by Acrisure. Everything Minnesota Wild related, including highlights, press conferences, players, coaches, general managers, and more. It's available on the official Minnesota Wild podcast presented by Acrisure. It's all just a click away at wild.com/podcast.